Hello and welcome to our program. Please join me in welcoming on our studio today Dr. Chand Bhardwaj. Dr. Bhardwaj is an educationist and entrepreneur and is currently looking at bridging science and spirituality. So welcome to our program.
Thank you very much.
So you talk of this really wonderful right concept. It's called Right to Enlightenment.
Yes.
And you work extensively with young people on this right. So what really is this right?
So it is right to enlightenment that the humanity must know what they are. Basically, we are three here. One is a material body, which is made out of material, and its needs are also material, like hunger, clothes, housing, vanities of the world, sex and sleep, etc. So this is what the body. The second fellow in us is our mind. That deals only with information. So mind is nothing but information of time regarding the experiences and events of your life in your past, and
Right.
based on that you pre-calculate the future. Fears and worries also get added as information only.
Okay.
So it is nothing but information, because mind is based on information. And the third fellow is your creative intelligence. You may call it a soul, and this creative intelligence is connected to its source in real time, which is the center of the expanding universe. So because the whole creation is an intelligent design, there got to be an intelligent being who is doing it all, even now. So he is doing it, I am using the word, not done it. He is doing it. So we are all connected with our outer expression as attention, which is multitasking. It can see in all the directions, it can act in all the directions. It's a capable force. So to recognize this under the heading of right to enlightenment has to be understood, because this attention is capable of looking into the information the mind is providing and the needs of the body. So how to use this attention judiciously by the mind and body, and mind is information based. So you got to tell the mind that there is the third fellow which does everything.
Right. So, Dr. Chand, when we talk of this attention and this attention on what the mind is doing, the focus on the mind, how is the body working, your parameters of health and physical expression and physical feeling, there is obviously something which is beyond, and we refer to it as divinity, as consciousness, as that which is beyond, which is tangible.
Right.
So when the creative intelligence is processing in terms of what the mind has, which is information which is preloaded, pre-searched and probably even pre-researched, which is already a construct, and yet there is this possibility of that, what we don't know about, the possibilities of the unknown. How does that figure in?
Yes. Because the mind has not been told that you are that divine. You have not have even experienced it. So the parents don't tell the children, because the child looks at the world outside and it is all time and material.
Right.
He has never been told that he is that creative intelligence within and he can do things. So mind is information based. It works in a predestined manner with high tide and low tide, because our body has got 75-80% water. Even that high tide, low tide can move those seas so huge. And this is how it goes and hits certain parts of your brain and makes you do those things as per laws of nature.
Okay.
Because inertia and mass and acceleration, and every action has got an equal and opposite reaction.
Right.
So you have got a mind which has got this. Jaisi karni vaisi bharni. It is already there in you. Now if you don't understand this, this has to be informed or translated into this in your practical life.
Right. So that it becomes relevant and real and relatable.
Exactly.
Okay.
Because through science you are knowing this, that every action has got an equal and opposite reaction. But you don't oversee it, that this is how it is going to hit me as well.
Right.
So he has to develop that restraining intelligence before he does some action.
Okay.
And that is what is so important. I'll give you a small example here, most important. Because the hunger withdraws the attention. There are needs of the body which I told, and the attention takes your body towards the kitchen.
Okay.
Attention could have taken it somewhere else. but it takes you there because it understands your need. And then at the same time, while walking towards the kitchen, the mind adds on the information of taste it had earlier. It is an information.
Right.
So that information further withdraws the attention that you want to eat that.
Okay.
Now the mind informs the money is lying there. Again an information. The mind tells you that the vehicle is there outside. The shop is there. You should go, bring it and then feed me. तो वो 1.5 inch का ज़बान, 1.5 inch of your tongue will have that taste, and as soon as it goes down, it's no more there. But then it is registered as an information. And that information bothers you because you have not been told that you have got somebody else in you, which is a creative intelligence and can take a better decision. So you have not been told.
Right.
So this is how the mind and body use you like a donkey day in and day out for their jobs,
right,
which are related to time and material only.
Right.
Because the mind deals with, as I told you, lust, anger, ego, attachments, deceit, and then fears and worries.
So all our baser needs.
Yeah.
Right.
So now, but these are all time bound. You are here in a time bound material creation, and you are here for a specific time. Now this essence gives you that enlightenment that you are here for a specific time, and then you are a creative intelligence. Now all this has to be understood, and it has to be given to the child in a manner that he understands this phenomena.
And this is the curriculum that you have designed?
Exactly, we are working on it.
Okay.
And I'll give you first chapter of the curriculum. You know, it's so beautiful to understand that the seed has got a creative intelligence in that. It's a living entity. It has got a mind. Mind means whether वो गेहूं का है, चने का है या आम का है, whether it is wheat, gram or in mango. It has got all that information of past and future that will take this seed to become a plant, and it will bear so many fruits. But the third entity, I mean the material body is there,
right,
made out of compounds of elements. Compounds are 118. So we will talk about this,
right,
how the elements came up.
Okay.
So now this bunch, which has got a material body, it has got a mind, information, and the creative intelligence. Now if you throw this seed into a dry sand, it won't germinate, ma'am. As soon as the rain comes, the attention, which is a single sensor of all the senses, goes through the mind and body of the seed and senses the moisture outside and triggers life. It's a creative intelligence, and that starts working in multi directions.
Right.
It's multitasking. So many tentacles of the root will start going into the ground, and the bud will start rising. And this bud, its attention is towards the sun to use the solar energy. We are trying to understand and find out the solar energy now.
And they process it right from
the
germination to
so
growing up.
that creative intelligence knew about the solar energy much earlier.
Right.
Because we have not looked into it with that angle. Now the plant is about 5-6 inches, ma'am. We cover it up with a box to block the sun, and we make a hole underneath near the roots in that box from where a sun ray goes every morning. You will find something amazing.
Yes.
The creative intelligence of that small little seed, it will make the plant turn down automatically, and it will go down and come out of that hole towards the sun. So that proves wherever the attention goes, the divine energy flows. So we give few more examples which are so important to tell you here and now. Look at the sunflower. It looks in the morning towards the sun, by evening it goes towards the west, and again in the morning it is this side. The next story, there are many stories. So another story is about the neck of the giraffe. Giraffe has got 7 bones in the neck. Humans have got 7. Dog has got 7. We'll be able to show you those x-rays of these. And you know, the attention of the giraffe was to eat the tender leaves from the top of the tree.
So the neck has grown.
Legs and neck, everything. Because there were thorns on the plant, here and there on the trees, and it used to hurt him on the lips, soft lips. It wanted to pluck only those soft leaves from the top. So gradually over the years, Darwin's evolution theory.
Right. So evolution is a process of creative intelligence manifesting itself.
Exactly. That's what you very rightly said, and this is what I wanted, that somebody should talk like that to me.
Right.
It has done that part.
Right.
Now I'll give you a few more examples before you talk a little further on it.
Yes, sir.
I'll give you an example of a penguin. It was a bird, beautiful bird. Children like it so much. It flew to that region. As soon as it reached that region, there were very good fish available in the water. They'll jump down, catch that fish, and sit again, and they became fat because their attention was to eat that fish, which was very tasty for them. And gradually over the years, their wings got converted into flaps. They developed more swimming capabilities. They could not fly. And that's how the penguin got stuck up there. So we have got a small story for the children.
Right.
Then she asked her parents that because she was brought in New York in a zoo with all those arrangements, and she could see that how other birds are flying. Why can't I fly? She asked the mother, and the mother says, okay, we will ask the grandmother and grandfather and granddad. And finally they could know. Due to their attention, they got trapped there. They couldn't fly further. Okay. The ducks could.
Right.
They can dive deep into the water. So
this is actually very beautiful, sir. So we are saying that attention, focus, awareness is so critical, and we've seen so many examples, primarily stemming from the need for survival.
Yeah.
It's an instinct for survival. And we also believe that in terms of the manifestation and forms of life, the human being is probably the most highly evolved. And we would like to believe that somewhere it's beyond survival. So how do you get this attention and this focus and this awareness to not take you somewhere and imprison you there, but to take you somewhere and then allow you to be released so that you can reinvent and grow?
Wonderful. Now I would like to explain that the attention is like a spark, can see in all the directions and act in all the directions. This is what is an ability of this attention. And now the child must know, or the youth must know, or everybody must know under the heading of right to enlightenment, that this is what they are. And it has got all the solutions in it. Now this has got state-of-art planning ability, whereas mind is only providing you information. And we as human beings are hardly using 3% of our brain capacities. Hardly 3%. So top scientists may use about 8-9%. And somebody calculated, some computer engineer, that Lord Krishna used 67%. So this is how this attention has to be used by children to that level, even to a higher level, to understand life. And that is what he's been propagating.
So again, moving beyond religion, and you say that you are definitely not stuck in one religion to say, and we look at Lord Krishna as God. So God is not a being or a person. God is how you elevate yourself to use the higher parts of you.
Yeah, exactly.
To become that which is your possibility.
Yeah, you have understood that part, that my creative intelligence, or of that seed, or of that ant, or an insect, is connected to the Absolute. So he himself is working here. In my first line I said that the creation is an intelligent design.
Right.
And the intelligent being is doing it all. Means we are connected. We are practically divine. So if a child knows that he is divine, and he has got that kind of a confidence in him that he can do anything, because mind is providing some information, and I have to look as a drashta into that, and then see that what is the right information I have to pick up, what is wrong, what is right, and what is the real requirement of the body.
Right.
So that is how the attention is a capable force, and it can do wonders in somebody's life.
Wonderful. We go in for a short break. You stay with us.
आप समझ क्यों नहीं रहे? वो बहुत परेशान करते हैं मुझे। रैगिंग के नाम पे टॉर्चर करते हैं,
सीनियर्स रैगिंग नहीं करेंगे तो तुम स्मार्ट कैसे बनोगे? तुम्हारा कॉन्फिडेंस कैसे बढ़ेगा? बी ए मैन। आई एम सॉरी बेटा, आई एम रियली सॉरी।
आपके बच्चे की छोटी सी शिकायत किसी बड़ी मुसीबत का पैगाम हो सकती है। उसे नजरअंदाज ना करें। डोंट इग्नोर, टेक एक्शन।
Welcome back. We are still in conversation with Dr. Chand Bhardwaj, who currently is working on a very special curriculum which is bridging science and spirituality. Dr. Chand, we were earlier talking of how we see discipline and how we see the possibilities in young children, and yet because of existing systems and because of the so-called power equation between an adult and a child, we tend to somewhere kill possibilities too.
Here I would like to say that this attention has got certain divine abilities.
Okay.
These are love, compassion, mercy, forgiveness, wisdom is the highest area. Now this is wisdom, patience, humility, state-of-art planning ability, fearlessness, etc. So these are the divine attributes of that attention. This information has to be given to the child that he is that. Mind is information, body is material. So this wisdom can run his life with a state-of-art planning ability. He can plan much better. So he has got that survival instinct in the soul because it is permanent. It belongs to the region where time and material do not exist, to the center of the expanding universe. And it is all-knowing, all-pervading. So no, that knows everything. If you give attention to any aspect, you can immediately learn. If you want to give your attention judiciously, particularly to the subject physics, you can learn it.
Absolutely.
By giving proper attention, because attention is like a spark.
You give attention to another person, a child, the person blooms and flowers.
Yes.
That's the power of intention.
That is the power of attention. You very rightly said. And then attention is not like focusing, ma'am. It is something wonderful, I'll tell you. It is much beyond focusing.
Okay.
Because I'll give you a small little story. That we are standing on the top of the hill and watching the whole scenario, the attention is enjoying each and everything. It is so wide because it can see in all the directions. It can see the breeze blowing, the clouds and the sun and the beautiful weather, the green forest, and something wonderful you are feeling. Because all those areas of its multitasking area is giving you that feeling, because attention is a single sensor of all the senses. That's what I said earlier. Now, you see a red flower there in the forest, standing on the top of the hill, but then your mind is informing you, somebody informed you, कि उस लाल फूल को खाने के लिए भालू आते हैं. Now, this information is now withdrawing your attention onto that, and then further the mind is putting you into worries that bhalu may not be around. So this is what you said about focusing. I said it is much beyond focusing.
Okay.
So that ability, if the child understands that he is able to look into the information the mind is providing, because he has got all those arrangements, he can do. He can save himself. He can make himself much more secure with the attention, because it has got a state-of-art planning ability. So that is what I would like to say, that attention is that powerful, and wherever the attention goes, the divine energy flows. I could tell you in some of the instances, attention creates those new telephones. Attention creates new softwares. Attention creates, it helps you to design your satellites. It makes you go there. So attention is, that is what you are. Now here I would like to tell you something little apart from the talks are going on. I am talking to increase the confidence of the child, that how he acquired the mind, how he used the material available. The first material, in the form of compounds, the first life on earth came up as blue-green algae.
Yes.
The first single cell. So it was amazed for me to know from the Ohio State University's clip that here they are telling that how life starts. They said it is synthesis of proteins. Proteins are compounds of elements, because I will be talking how these elements came up. in one of the talks here. So these compounds of elements are 100 and odd as per my science, starting from hydrogen, helium and all. Now these compounds of elements, if you add a drop of amino acid, only then the life starts. And what I could know in this clip, that if light and sound strikes on pure elements, converts them into amino acids. So you are practically that light, because God is light. In all the scriptures it is mentioned like that. So that light, particle of that light, connected with the wave, which is music, sound,
Right.
you are also a particle, part of that. And you have got this acquired mind as laws of nature. So this creative intelligence uses the laws of nature to create the first life. It strikes on pure elements. If light and sound strikes on pure elements, converts them into amino acids. So your creative intelligence can do that. Something like that, that creative intelligence created the first element, hydrogen, helium, and then the whole chain of elements.
So the same process is happening.
It's happening.
But in higher and different forms.
In different forms. So now that synthesis of proteins creates the first life on earth as single cell, which has got the ability, like God, to become from one to many again. So it has that ability, and that cell starts multiplying itself. Then it gradually goes to the next levels, and that cell, it has got that creative intelligence in it, which is using the laws of nature and material. And we are graduating as per requirements, because the survival instinct works. The state of art planning ability is here, available. And then gradually we use all those things available in laws of nature, and then we come to the crown of creation, the human body. So here I would like to tell a child that maybe in the 9th or 10th class, when the child reaches and starts understanding about the medical areas, they select. Now that single zygote in the mother's womb has got the mother's egg and father's sperm. It has got the information from both of them.
Right.
And it has got a creative intelligence. It has got the ability to become from one to many. It was a single cell.
Right.
And that zygote cell has got the ability to travel as per that information, RNA, DNA, to form the whole body. So that child, its creative intelligence is developing his own body in the mother's womb by withdrawing the raw material from her. And that cell goes to the kidney, works like a filter. The same cell goes to the heart and develops a pump. All the cells work like a pump. That cell goes to the eye, develops that eye, which is much more complex than the brain.
So the creative intelligence results in the differentiation.
Yes.
That is resulting in their nature.
And then it is creating the whole system.
Right.
And now that child must have that confidence that he is a creator himself, because the creator is connected to him. He has to do it. He has got all those abilities. But the parents are not feeding this information that he is that. He's something divine in him.
Actually, parents are all the time telling children,
Yeah.
don't be who you are, become that.
Yes, become
somebody
that.
else.
So they are just not properly guiding. They know something, that we are a soul, but they have not been explained what it is. It is the attention. So easy. 83% attention gets diffused through my eyes, 13-14% from the ears, and remaining senses of the body.
Right.
So this attention operates, man.
Right. So when we talk sort of creative intelligence, we also talk quite loosely often about gut, instinct, intuition. How does creative intelligence link with these?
It comes only through intuitions, ma'am. It is connected, because since you are connected to the absolute, every time you got stuck up somewhere, and if your thinking is very clear and you know mind is there. So many scientists have reported that they had a problem at the level of the mind where information is being churned out, and overnight, next morning, they have got the answer.
Right.
So it is something wonderful which comes as an intuition.
Right. So how does the being which has got intuition, the being has the intellect. There's a being, no? He has these two. How does the being then get the discernment to say that I know my intellect helps me, but my intellect also blocks my intuition, right?
And wonderful.
How
You said it.
does the being get the strength and the reserve to find out I need to be discerning?
Yes, I'll just explain this part. Beautifully you have asked, I really admire the way you are asking me. Now this intellect is only based on information, ma'am.
Okay.
All the intellect which we ever talk is based on information.
Okay.
Whatever informations we get, that is what is your intellect. I am talking about the intelligence. Beyond the intellect. Intellect is the information.
Okay.
And intelligence will use that information.
The processor
Yeah.
of all the information.
Exactly.
Okay.
It's a software with all that information, but you are the user.
Okay.
If you look at the computer, has got a hard material,
Right.
So hardware is there, and then there is a software.
Right.
And then there is an operator, which you do it. So basically, our software is basically corrupt, ma'am. Because nobody has told us that we are divine. And that was the basic part to be told to everyone. All the religions came up for that. When from Stone Age, we thought might is right. Mukka marenge sab chhin lenge. But then people who were amassing more of information, they were ruling based on that information. Now there will be snowfall or there will be rains, and day or night we can go in the night and grab the villagers and so on. So it was only based on the needs of the body and then on the mind, because mind deals with those areas, the information it had collected, like lust, anger, ego, attachments, deceit, fears and worries. So it is only information, ma'am. And you have got that intelligence with you which can work. Here I'll tell you, the origin of language is a beautiful area to tell children that from where the language comes. Now if you see that if I am speaking or you are speaking, the language is coming from somewhere. If somebody is using abuses, so how it can be abuses? So then we worked on it. And we could know that Maharishi Panini has explained about the origin of language. He used 4 words. One he said para, another is that pashyanti, madhyama and baikari. Madhyama means the central diaphragm between the lungs and the stomach. Baikari means that through larynx and pharynx it is coming out of the mind. Is the language is known as baikari.
Okay.
But it is coming from beyond para, and then to come to pashyanti. So this pashyanti area has got the seat of the soul, the creative intelligence, which is connected to absolute in real time, all the time, through the audible stream of life or particle and wave theory, which is omnipresent. Now the mind, the soul, the creative intelligence has handed over the language which has descended from there. It is descended laden with beautiful attributes of divine. Love, compassion, mercy, wisdom, all those attributes were there. So it had descended on you to speak that language. So what happens? That you hand over your language to the mind. Because this area has got seat of the soul, seat of the mind, which deals with past and future, and the brain here. Now what really happens? The mind is information based. We talked about it.
Right.
If you have been given information of Tamil or a Russian language or some other language, you will convert that language into that particular language. So the beautiful laden language with beautiful attributes was handed over to the mind. Now the mind fellow is, he has not been told that the bhasha is coming from there, and he has not to put any hurdles in that. But the mind is now adding pollution to that Ganges. जो गंगा उतरी थी, इतनी सुंदर भाषा, मन ने, क्योंकि मन तो डील कर रहा है, काम क्रोध लोभ मोह अहंकार राग द्वेष भय चिंता, then it takes over.
Okay.
Due to ignorance. Ma'am, due to ignorance.
Okay.
Child must know that the language is coming from there. Now the mind takes over and triggers the brain. The electrical movements go all over my body. सभी जगह वो स्पंदन होने लगे. And that goes to the central diaphragm also. That moves. Small puffs of air through my lungs, through my trachea, my larynx, pharynx, it comes out as Baikari. At 2 places, the pollution has been added. First at the level of the mind, which is a polluted mind with all that information, and the material body requirements,
Yes.
which is hunger, clothes, housing, vanities of the world, sex and sleep.
Okay.
So now at two places you have added that, and you are not using your restraining intelligence to look at the right requirements. Why not speak the same language, the beautiful language? Mahabharata happened on this. All those fights which are going on even today, all the politicians are using that language. It triggers somebody. So in Mahabharata, Draupadi said, "Andhe ke bacche andhe." And that's what triggered Mahabharata. So if the child is told, beautiful, that this is what you are,
Right.
you are a creative intelligence, you do everything, his confidence goes so high, then he can watch his mind,
Right.
What kind
be,
of pollution?
Be aware of every action. And that awareness brings in sensitivity and brings you that you're connected to a larger whole. So every action and everything that you do has collateral effects all across because you're all linked at the hip. Right. So wanting to come back, and this is very interesting, that so we have baser values, right? And all of us have them. And
Right.
all of us have kindness, caring, love, compassion are higher values.
Yes.
The propensity of the being which houses both these kinds of values,
Yes.
why is there a propensity more often than not to flow towards the baser values? Is the gradient sharper there and we flow easily there?
Now this is what is, again I'll say, that if you have that restraining intelligence as a drashta, you can find that what it is doing. So pehle tolo or phir bolo. This is what has to be inculcated in children, that they should know what they are going to do, because the law of the mind is every action has got an equal and opposite reaction. If there is a live wire lying somewhere in the house and in the night you can't repair it, now even if you get up in the night, you will take a side, you won't go towards that, even unknowingly, because you know there is. So this is a area of knowledge, that you tell them that this is how the mind is going to spoil you, and you will have to go through. Every action has got an equal and opposite reaction.
And acts on different bodies.
Exactly.
Okay.
Exactly. So this is how the attention gives you that ability of understanding things so sharply, all of a sudden, in a huff, you will understand almost everything. So I was telling that God is light in Bible.
Right.
In Indian scriptures it is Jyoti Swarup. It is Noor in Quran. It is light. Even light in Buddhism as well. All the religions consider it as light.
Yes.
And I would like to explain that light in a beautiful manner.
Wonderful. What
Now-
we're going to do is, this is something really wonderful to look forward to. We'll go in for another short break and come back
Very
and
well.
see the origin and the expansion of light.
That's right.
फिर तो मैंने उसकी धुलाई की ना, सारी इकड़ी निकाल दी। मैंने अपना उत्तरा निकाला, कर दिया। कहला भाई 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 प्लीज मेरी रैगिंग मत करो, मेरी रैगिंग मत करो।
भाई और राहुल।
क्या राहुल?
सुसाइड कर लिया और उसने।
है?
रैगिंग आपकी जिंदगी के वो हसीन पल छीन सकता है जो आपने और आपके पेरेंट्स ने आपके लिए सोचा है। आपकी जिंदगी और करियर आपके हाथ में है। स्टॉप रैगिंग।
Welcome back. We're still in conversation with Dr. Chand Bhardwaj. Dr. Chand, you were going to tell us about light and how in all religions, all deeper religious texts, God and the final being is referred to as light, and why.
Suppose we are here sitting in this studio, and if there is no light, we can't know anything. We are in dark. And if the light appears, we can understand almost everything. So this attention is like a spark.
Okay.
And that is what is light. Your creative intelligence is light. God is light. Because once that light comes up, you can understand what mind is, how it behaves. You can see what your body needs are. You can understand almost everything in a huff. It doesn't take time when the light comes. So attention is all that gyan.
It's like a switch.
It is like a switch.
You
And
flick
it is
it,
within you.
And you flick it on and everything is visible in
Everything is visible and you can understand things.
Right.
Because it is multitasking. And this is how I would like to explain light, that everybody has got that light, and in his attention that light is there. Say for example, if somebody is hurt, and if your attention goes there, immediately the compassion comes, and all that planning to take that patient to the hospital, he needs it, he wants to survive, he is a soul. Now the mind tells, no, he is Muslim or Hindu, or it is he, or it is that. So that particular work draws him. So he should know that how to develop that restraining intelligence to tell the mind to quiet and to work with those divine attributes, which are love, compassion, mercy, wisdom,
Right.
state of art planning ability.
Right.
One has to work on those attributes. So, because we are planning certain things for the classrooms, like certain songs. We have designed about 45 minutes of a class. Initial 4-5 minutes of a good music so that the children get calm.
Yeah.
First class child, Then we want to give him a 3 minutes of a moral value song. In that song we want to convey this concept that I am a soul, I am a creative intelligence, I am connected, I am divine, I am not mind, I am not body, I am here to do this transformation, I want to keep this planet happy and everybody happy. Something of that kind. So people have to write those lyrics for that. And then 15 minutes of a story, as I told you about the seed and all other things, many stories. And then 3 minutes of an animation, ma'am. So because now is the world,
Yes.
the media.
Which
So
is
now-
their reality, their
with-
tool.
With their tool, they
Yes,
see those
their
Doraemon
language.
and all that, all those foolish things,
Yeah.
the children will keep on watching that.
Right.
But at the same time, they will understand that how the television fellow is withdrawing the attention and using his attention to sell the products. This is what is an area which the children will understand.
So there is synchronicity.
Yeah.
Actually, what does music do? When you begin the class,
yes.
it just settles your waves into the rhythm.
Yeah, rhythm.
Then the right vani, the right
Vani.
words,
Yeah,
the right
exact-
story,
exactly.
it's going to come into the same.
Yeah.
So when the complete harmony is there and you're vibrating in a harmonious rhythm,
Wonderful, wonderful.
that's when you're the most open.
Yeah.
And when you're open to learning, it's only when a window is open. So
Right,
window
yeah.
doesn't decide
Right,
that no, you can only come in but you can't go out.
Right,
So when
exactly.
the child is the most harmonious and open to learning, and that's where automatically it
It
nourishes.
starts
and
flowing,
It starts
Now, after that 3 minutes of an animation, where we will sum up the song and the story also,
Right.
then there are 2 sessions of meditation, 7 minutes each.
Okay.
Now, here we are telling something wonderful. Because attention has to be withdrawn. It has not to be focused. Because focusing is going out.
Beautiful.
And even the body needs, if you put your attention, it is going out. And if you put your attention into your mind, then it is swaying you into past and future.
Yes.
Again it is going out. So there is a place within your head from where your attention operates. You will find that 2 eyes, there are 2 optical nerves behind, meeting at a place. That's the place where you got to withdraw your attention. And that location is connected with the absolute. So in different religions,
Actually,
it has
that
been
really is
explained.
the focus. We keep thinking focus is outside, but
Yeah,
it's
no, it focuses
inward.
inside. You said
Absolutely.
it.
Wonderful.
You have to help me to develop
Okay.
all this because
Lovely. So,
you
sir,
are
you're-
asking beautiful questions. I
Thank
never
you.
expected these kind of questions from a person like
this
you.
whole conversational journey is so fascinating. I feel like a 5-year-old discovering again for the first time. So when did your discovery? You're an educationist now. You were an entrepreneur. You walked that corporate path, the material path,
Yes,
the
yes, I
money
did.
making path.
I did.
And then you walked into this, bringing all your learning and I think the orientation that you developed.
Yeah.
So how did your journey begin?
It all started in a very different manner. I'll try to give you in the smallest possible time. Now my mother, she's now 97 years old.
Okay.
In 1941, when she conceived me, she tells me, later she told me, that when she conceived me, she wanted me to work on Vigyan or Adhyatma ka samanvay kare mera bachcha. And she used to meditate right from 3 o'clock till 8 o'clock out of body experiences. Like Raja Janak, he was known as Videhe.
Yes.
So how to really de-link your attention from mind and body and link it to the source to receive all that gush of knowledge. So that is what her view, and then the partition came up and we came down to India, struggled for life, for everything, and she'll sell her saris and feed us. It was a very hard time. And then gradually, since I'm connected with various academies of sciences all over the world, I had the first metallurgical unit with me here.
Okay.
In 79, I established that, and a small scale unit to make different alloys, including stainless steel, etc. So there it was a combination of those alloys. So I used to think how these elements came up. And that was fascinating for me to understand how now I can talk about it, that how the hydrogen came up first, and that how Higgs boson attracted two hydrogen atoms.
So you went deeper and deeper
into that,
okay,
and could know about all those elements, how they came up. So we are explaining that part.
Okay.
But something wonderful further happened. When I was visiting Russia, many academies of sciences I am connected with, there is one organization like Radio Engineering Physics Institute Academies of Sciences, Moscow.
Okay.
They had a conference on spiritual yoga, and somebody else was to come and deliver a keynote address on that. It was that person did not come, so they asked the Indian embassy, and the Indian embassy officer concerned with science told them, well, there is Mr. Bharadwaj visiting Russia, and he will be reaching tomorrow, before the conference starts, from Kiev in the night at 11 o'clock. He'll be staying in such and such hotel. You better get him there.
Right.
So they informed the hotel people that they have cancelled my ticket and I have to attend this conference. So I was happy to know that there is a conference on spiritual yoga.
And there are no coincidences in
No
life.
coincidences.
So it was planned somewhere else.
Yeah, so
Okay.
then I told Dr. Godick, because he met me in 1989 here, and it was 1993, I told him that, well, my mother is doing all this, and he was very interested in this. So they kept a conference on spiritual yoga. They've been studying it for a long time.
Okay.
Right, from Brezhnev's time, that how he got sick and how he got cured by some faith healer and all that. So they wanted to know a little more on it. So there they called me, and I was forced to sit on the dais and deliver a keynote address. I was fumbling. I was sweating. It was snowing outside. And I was really worried about it, what I'll say. I meditated for a while. All of a sudden, the sentences started coming. And that sentence I would like to repeat here with you, that I said spiritual yoga deals with the knowledge how to have interaction with the energy that runs the human system. At the time of death, this energy leaves the human body, and this energy is part of absolute intelligence and a capable force that runs the whole cosmos.
Wow.
They asked me to repeat this sentence 7 times. And 35 eminent scientists of Russia were there. And they were trying to understand what I have spoken. So then finally Dr. Godick stood up and told me that, well, Mr. Bharadwaj, we have got about 17 projects on this, which we are already doing, on breathing and many other exercises and everything on yoga. But what you have said today is very different. And now your project is the first one, where you said spiritual yoga deals with the knowledge how to have interaction with that energy. So that comes first. Now please don't waste any time. For 3 days you talk on this, and let us understand how to establish this contact. So because I spoke about 2.5 hours there on this, and
that
I
was
do
the
not know
turning point for
turning
your-
point of
okay.
my life. And then how I got these sentences from beyond, as I was talking about language, it did descend on me. As an intuition, it was flowing out. And I could see that finally we could see that there are many faculties in the human brain to understand many things, seeing, tasting, touching and everything. There is one more, which is attention. And this attention is capable of getting you this connection with the Absolute. That's what my mother said, and the soul is being considered as Surat in some of the scriptures, in Indian scriptures even.
Right.
So surat means attention. वो आदमी बहुत सुरता है.
सुरता है.
His attention is very sharp. So what I could know that attention is the key area, and then I could understand about those elements, how they came up, how that intelligent being created all that.
And now your vision or mission is probably to create the beautiful receivers and young children so that attention can come in and flower.
Yes.
At least they're prepared, because most of us are not even prepared to understand or receive it.
Yes. It's
know,
so easy.
we're not receptive.
Nobody's telling us.
Yes.
Excuse me, there are so many
We're not
saints
prepared.
and sages
Yeah, right.
and books and scriptures, but nobody's telling this gist of all that knowledge. Now this knowledge as per Vedas is that after knowing, nothing remains to be known except living the knowledge and exploring it. That your attention, now you know what it is, now you explore it.
So that
Do
means
anything.
knowledge
Yeah.
can never make up for the experience of that knowledge.
Yes.
And that's the power of experience.
Yes.
Because true internalizing of that going into every part of our being is through experience.
Yes.
Okay.
Exactly.
What really, Dr. Chand, is your vision for enlightenment and youth?
Now this is what we want, that the whole world should get enlightened on this aspect, that they are a soul, they are not this mind, they are not body, they have acquired it, body is material. So how with the state of art planning ability we can live in peace and harmony, and we can do anything whatever we want to do or achieve. Now the fellow who doesn't have a job, now he is worried, he is under depression, he is doing suicides, the youngsters. Now if they know that they have got that creative intelligence in them and state of art planning ability, so there are so many opportunities in this world, especially in India when it is growing. They can put their state of art planning ability, take a small little work and earn their money, because the opportunities are there.
What you say, sir, is so beautiful, because most of our aggression, our despondency, our feeling sad, our criminal behavior comes from a space of lack.
Yes.
That we are not going to get it, so we might as well grab what we can get. And you're saying creative intelligence operates only from abundance.
But
So when we operate from abundance,
Right.
obviously we will gravitate towards that which has the propensity and the possibility to go higher in us, rather than that which is going to pull us down.
right. Now recently, the juveniles, we are working with Delhi University. Professor Garima Shukla is there. She is working on this project to transform those children. If we tell them that they are this, they have got the state of art planning ability, they should not go back to the crime. We were even thinking to do it in the Tihar jail. 13,000 odd hundred. Madam Vimla Mehra was there,
Okay.
but unfortunately we submit a small little project to them, but it was not cleared. So we would like to transform these criminals there by putting the questions onto them through a psychologist who will study their behavior, and we will decide about their psychologists. 150 questions will be there, so we will segregate them and give them this knowledge that how they can transform themselves,
Right.
so that they doesn't go to the crime again.
Right. Dr. Chand, most of the growth that has happened, or any new innovation, invention, has happened because people have dared to be different.
Yes.
And
Out of box.
Out of the box, and also dare to be just different, to not believe that something could not be done.
Yes.
And here we are trying to build in systems of education and growth and development, and saying our model is based on that which exists, follow that, become that which already is there. Don't try and be too different other than a few pockets. Why are we so scared of that which is different or that which is not known?
Yeah, because again we have not been fed this information that we are divine. That is what is a major block. So now we have got two organizations. One, we are working on Society for Systematic Education for Everybody's Development.
Okay.
One, Mr. Deepak Kaushik is working with us on that. He has reduced that course of mathematics for a 12th class student in 18 hours. If he teaches that, throughout the year he can do that. And he has condensed that program of 4 years of engineering course into 1 year. And that is how he does something wonderful, because it's a systematic education. If you know systematically what you are, as I am explaining, Then with those formulas, no, it's a formula.
Right.
We have kept that name of that formula is co-aim, correlation of attention, information and material. Attention is the outer expression, as I explained.
Right.
Information is mind. And M is material, so material body. How that attention has to be used. Correlation, what is that? So if we can make them understand this, it is a formula. As you understand about water, it is H2O.
Right.
Something similar in mathematics. If
Okay.
you understand that, then you know how many minerals are there, what bad bacteria is there. So systematic understanding. So we
Right.
are working on that systematic understanding of
Right.
things.
That's truly, truly wonderful. Before we say thank you, sir, is there something that you would like to share with educators who are currently working within the system and how they should view young people?
I think they should see them with this angle which we have explained, like co-aim, and they can tell them that they are divine in their attributes. So that gives them that confidence. If a child is confident, he can face the whole world.
Right.
So that confidence has to be built up. So to the educators, I'll say that you must develop that confidence in a child that he can do anything. Nothing is impossible.
And the educators are handling such a precious resource of divinity.
Yeah, it is.
Not human beings, but divinity.
Divinity, yes,
And that by
exactly.
itself changes the way you hold
Yes,
that
yes,
resource.
yes, yes, yes.
Right.
And if we are not giving them proper knowledge, we are spoiling that divinity,
Right.
Then we are going to go to dogs. The whole chaos I can see all over, the terrorist coming up. He doesn't know that he is divine himself. So that is what is bringing all
And that's
that.
the seed of divinity which we have to
Exactly.
not only sow but allow.
Yeah, yeah.
And let young people believe, because
Believe.
finally it's about belief.
Yes, yes, yes.
Right.
So it merges all the religions together
Absolutely.
with this concept.
Right. Dr. Chand, thank you so much for
Thank
coming
you.
and sharing
Thank-
your life's
thank you
learning
very
and joy
much.
with us. We learned a lot today, sir.
Thank
Thank
you very much. Thanks. Thanks a lot. Thank you.